this should be the approach for everything that you adapt in life. And that is the first step towards emotional self-care. So whatever I'm getting from the external world, I need to question why. Why am I doing it? Why am I taking it inside? Why am I getting this compliment, or why am I getting this comment? Do I really want to take this into my system? Or do I want to like pause it for a while and I'll save this for later and think about it at a later point of time? So this is the process that you need to adapt. Only then you will be able to survive happily within yourself. So the first step towards today's session is, I guess you all love yourself and you're on the journey of taking care of yourself. So you've made that time for the session. The second aspect of self-care, we have different kinds of self-care, the physical self-care, the social self-care, the spiritual self-care. Out of all forms of self-care, the emotional self-care is the most crucial one, because day in and day out, I help my clients deal with their emotions first. The thoughts, the beliefs, the behaviors come much later, but if I can help them and connect with them on an emotional level, and if I can make them understand their emotions, I think change becomes very rapid and change becomes permanent too. So that is the reason why I have taken emotional self-care. And why art? See, most of the times we struggle when we are expressing our emotions. That's where the challenge is. We know what we are going through, but for different reasons, which I would be explaining later on, we struggle with the emotional expression part. So emotional expression is not just about talking. Like, you don't have to talk to people if you're not comfortable. If you haven't reached that stage, to open up, there are also other ways of bringing out your emotions, which is essential. It could be writing, which is a very creative form. It could be journaling. It could be art. It could be music. All of this, storytelling, you can talk about your own story or reach out to other stories as well. All of these are different kinds of expressions which help us deal with our emotions and also which help us with our emotional expression journey as well. So that is the reason we are diving into emotional self-care, an art-based approach session. Before I hand over the session to Teja for an activity, I would want you to give a framework within which I want you to understand this session today. There's a difference between need and want. It is essential that we understand the difference between need and want. Only then we will be able to define happiness. And why should we define happiness? Happiness is the core construct of emotional self-care. Until and unless I am sure about what happiness means for me, again, I'm underlining what happiness means for me, because it is very individualistic. What defines happiness for me can be very different for what defines happiness with people I live with. So it is time and again important that I define my happiness. I know what makes me happy, because that's when I would be able to speak out to others also as to what I need, right? Now, coming to this point, I would just want to differentiate between a need and a want. A need is something without which we can't carry on our life, like the food, water, air. These are all basic things, right? The basic things without which we can't imagine our lives. This is a need. A want is something which is not a necessity, but it improves our quality of our life. We like if we have it. We want to have certain things. It's not a necessity, but it is needed for us to make us feel good about ourselves and our lives. So happiness or balancing your emotions is all about balancing between the needs and wants. If you make your wants your needs, which is supposing traveling for me is a want, it's not a need. I can survive without traveling as well, but I feel good when I travel. But if I'm able to balance, I can travel once in a year, twice in a year, once in a month, twice in a month, I define that this is enough for me. then you're keeping it at a want stage. You're not making it a need, which becomes a necessity, right? So happiness is all about balancing between need and want. And when you're able to balance between your need and want, a good amount of your emotional self-care is addressed, right? Now I'm quickly handing over this session to Teja, who would make you do an art activity. Just enjoy the activity with her. The one caution or one instruction is, no one is, a perfectionist here. We are not, Teja is an artist, like she's really creative, but I'm not. But when you're doing activities, it's not about perfection that we are looking for. We want you to accept you the way you are, so whatever you come up with is beautiful for us. So don't shy away from showing it. And I'm also going to do it along with you, along with Teja. So, let's do it together. Let's enjoy ourselves and not focus on how perfectly we are doing it, right? Right, you, Teja.
Yeah, thank you so much, Gayatri. So I hope everyone is ready with the paper and a few crayons or pencils, sketches, anything is okay. And as Gayatri said, art, just enjoy the journey. Forget about the, outcome of the project. Yeah, there's a cotton activity that we're going to do it. Okay. This is the activity that we're going to do it. So along with you, I hope you can see my screen. So I'll just first we have to draw a small planter, or you can pick any of the color of your choice. Just for the resemblance, we just picked a brown color. So just draw a big planter, any shape, any size, anything is absolutely okay. See, in the image, you can see a different size, and while I'm drawing now, it's a different size. So absolutely, you're drawing your planter, you can, any size is fine. And just draw a few lines, pick any color. This is a stem. We're going to draw a plant, and we're going to divide the plant into two parts. Like this side of the planter will be in the soil. So I'm drawing the soil here. Okay. You can actually glue it, and add sand for more realistic. So just add some brown lines here. Add some stems, branches. This side also. Once you're done, so to make it more decorative, just add few leaves. As you can see in the presentation, just add few leaves towards your left side of the plant. Few tiny leaves or big leaves. If anyone wants to add flowers, you're most welcome, because this is your planter. You can go ahead. Okay, add couple of leaves. Today I feel like adding few flowers also, so I'll add a flower, a small cute flower or buds. As we told you, art is just like enjoying the making of it, or the journey of art, instead of focusing on or comparing your art with someone else. Just enjoy whatever you do. It gives lots of relaxation. Cute tiny leaves. If you want to add more petals or leaves, it's up to you. Once you're done, the other side, actually you can add some dried leaves. We'll explain you why this side dry and why that side of greenery. Add some dried leaves with a yellow sketch or a watercolor. So for this side, actually this is a soil side, and this side we're going to add cotton. As we already informed you to get some cotton. If you don't have cotton, is also okay. So add some glue. Actually, I always love to get messed up. So even my craft material wants me to get messed up, my hands. So have some glue. Add some cotton. Right side you'll be adding cotton. Left side it will be soil. So left side we just draw a few lines with the brown shade, and the right side will be adding cotton. So as we all know, for any plant to grow, water is needed. So as a replica of water, I'll be adding a blue shade to both the sides. First, let me apply it on the cotton side and as well as on the poles. Just imagine that I'm pouring water without messing my book. So I hope it's clear, and I hope you're done.
For guys who don't have cotton with you, we believe in being resourceful. So you can just put water there. Just use your blue sketch or any blue color that you have. You can just put blue color there. So it's okay.
Yes. The same way, we did it for the soil, you just can add blue lines. If you don't have a cotton, just we're pouring water. That's it. On an empty. Once you're done with the drawing, I want you to write, on the greenery side, I want you to write all the compliments you received or the appreciation you give it to yourself or you receive from others. Okay, So this side, I just request you to write all the compliments or appreciations, all the positive feedback you receive from others, or you give it to yourself. For example, people call me creative. I'm just writing mine for every leaf, and call me I'm very helpful. So just write all the compliments you receive for yourself, or you give it. I'm more compassion.
Guys, you can actually write the compliments that you give to yourself and you get from others as well. So you can write both.
So all the compliments this side, and as we said, on the other side, on the right side, I want you to write all the judgments that you receive from others, and you give the negative feedback, or receive from yourself, and the corrections you want to do in yourself. So you can write it on the other side. I'm using other color, so just more like I am I get triggered very easily, so triggered, and I get stressed. So you can write all the negative judgments that you receive from others, or you feel the negative feelings about yourself as well on the other side. I hope you're enjoying and you're doing the activity, so that will be wonderful. Left side, you have to write the compliments on the greener side, and the right side, you have to write any judgments or anything which are not compliment, when you receive from others, or you feel about yourself. On the right side, on the dried end.
Guys, on the other side where the leaves are dried, you can write the judgments, you can write the opinions that you kind of get from people, the negative feedback, the criticisms, anything that makes you pause for a while and it makes you emotional. I think you can write all of them.
Yes, we can go back to the explanation of this artwork. So over to Gayatri.
Guys, I have to give away my flaws a little so that you'll understand the relevance. See, for me, it is like whenever I'm doing an activity, I'm a big timetable, okay? I'm time bound. So I usually want to finish whatever I have planned for in the time. So all these art activities that we are giving you, you will have to do it without a time constraint on your mind, on your head. That's when you will enjoy. But it is important that you practice this after the session also. Please listen to this session multiple times, because each time you'll have a different takeaway. And practice these art sessions also without a time constraint on your head. Please do practice it even when we leave you after us also. So why did we make you do this? If you actually see, there is a lot of judgment and opinions that we all receive on an everyday basis. Like, we are judged right from the way we appear, the way we dress, what we eat, our lifestyles, what we own, the careers, everything is under judgment spectacle. And there is no relationship without judgment. We all talk about non-judgmental attitude, unconditional love and all of that. No, everything is conditional, everything is judged. That's how we are, or that's the kind of life that we live, right? Why am I telling all of this? It is important that time and again, when we are receiving a lot of judgments, opinions about ourselves from the outside world, that's when a lot of emotions get built up in ourselves. That's when there's a lot of internal emotional baggage that gets built, because we fundamentally don't know whether we should go by what they have told about us, or should we go with what we think about us, right? And what we think about ourselves comes with a lot of psychological work. It doesn't come just like that. So usually we get affected by what others think about us, or what others tell about us. That is why we have given two segments of this plant. One which is very green, life, full of life. The child within me is alive, so full of life. On the other hand, we've given cotton, because when we are actually soaking in a lot of things without questioning. Now, even if you see in this audience, I should appreciate Rahim, because he's the only one who's asked me the question, why are we doing this? Like, give me the why and then I'll do it. I think I need to appreciate him first, like, well done, congratulations, because this should be the approach for everything that you adapt in life. And that is the first step towards emotional self-care. So whatever I'm getting from the external world, I need to question why. Why am I doing it? Why am I taking it inside? Why am I getting this compliment, or why am I getting this comment? Do I really want to take this into my system, or do I want to like pause it for a while and I'll save this for later and think about it at a later point of time? So this is the process that you need to adapt. Only then you will be able to survive happily within yourself, because happiness is internal. All our lifetimes, from the time that we are born, we are told that happiness is external. We are brought up in a way that we kind of please others, we seek approval from others, we seek acceptance from others. It's a constant race, right? So the first step towards taking care of yourself is, don't be like cotton, don't be like sponges wherein you're soaking everything that is being told about you. Don't allow the world to kind of define you and give you a shape. Drain your cotton once in a while, otherwise it's going to damage your plant, and you're going to like, die down after some time. And that's why we've given no leaves on the other side. So this activity has to be practiced with all the thoughts that I have just voiced. And it is important that you listen to my statements and practice the art activity also after this session or whenever you want to, because that's when you'll start thinking that, am I just soaking my compliments or comments just like that without reflection, or am I looking at the objective? Am I really questioning if I want this or not? Like, for example, for me, appreciating on my qualities is my priority. That is what I value. So if someone says that, Gayatri, you're very hardworking, or you're very organized, I love that more than if someone says, oh, that's a beautiful dress, or, you look good. For me, that doesn't matter. So I kind of thank them for the compliment, but I put them aside, because I don't want that to define me. I want the traits or qualities that I possess to define me. So the leaves that I see there in this worksheet, each leaf is a trait or quality that I have picked either from others or from universe or from outside or from my own experiences, and I've kind of put it on my tree or put it on myself. So it's very, very valuable for me. Right. So likewise, when we don't act like sponges, in fact, we are being like soil. We know what we need for our plant to thrive. We know when it is the time to water the plant, how much to water, when to say no. And we also know when the plant needs a little bit of nutrients, the outside help as well. So we'll be very, very clear with what we want.